Hey everybody, welcome to Revenge of the Show. Brand new year, brand new day, and look, I'm back wearing the mask. uh, so here's some surprising news today of what I heard about what happened with Netflix. Turns out yesterday, about 24 hours ago, it was announced that the adult animated show Inside Job was canceled, which was a pretty big bummer for everybody, including me. I watched the show, and they only had one season, which I split into two parts. I mean, they got renewed for season two, but just like I am not okay with this, they straight up canceled it. And there wasn't any issues. I mean, they just straight up canceled it. Some people say that Netflix does not care about adult animation, but apparently, Big Mouth got renewed. That's the one that was created and starring Nick Kroll. But still, I mean, this should have canceled Inside Job. I mean, that's what happens. Good shows like that causes Netflix subscribers to cancel the subscription, and I'm this close to canceling my Netflix subscription. I mean, seriously, they should have canceled Inside Job. Which reminds me, start with the hashtag Save Inside Job. I mean that show was like mostly a shadow quasi-government organization at the deal with covering stuff up and fixing issues that people want to know about around the world. This was like a workplace comedy. It was pretty funny, if I can say. And part two of season one was pretty much the top of the cake, especially when they had Keanu Reeves in it. Well, it didn't really start him, but they made fun of Keanu Reeves. That was pretty cool. I mean, with Inside Job, I remember watching the first 10 episodes, or the first half of the season, and the show was pretty good. I mean, it was way more than what I expected. But it was pretty okay. And I was waiting a long time for the second half, and I should have reviewed all the episodes by then. But either way, I was looking forward to season two. I mean, this is worse than what happened with the other show, Tuca and Bernie. Tuca and Birdie. You know, the one that had Tiffany Haddish. It was the same animation like BoJack Horseman. People are saying that they're blaming the Netflix executives. This is unbelievable. I mean, Tuca and Birdie got picked up by Adult Swim. Maybe Adult Swim might pick up Inside Job. I mean, look what happened. Inside Job is basically helping. Might basically be back later on in the month by popular demand. We might have to wait a while for season two, but I'm sure as hell not giving up on it yet. And the rest of you fans shouldn't. Like I said, use the hashtag Save Inside Job. And apparently, I don't want to go through extreme measures. Apart from canceling my Netflix subscription, I'm nearly close to not watching that 90s show. You know, the upcoming spinoff with that 70s show. But who knows what might happen to that 90s show after. They might get canceled also. And seriously, if that 90s show ends up being the best, Netflix might cancel it. They might not do season two. Just two parts of season one. And they think, oh, that's it. We're going to can it. That's going to be ridiculous. Even the creator of Inside Job was really upset about it. At first, like I said, it was just a rumor people heard, but later on the creator stated that this was true, and she was upset about it. The writers, the cast members who worked in it, I still can't believe it. Well, like I said, we can't give up on Inside Job season two. If we know it, then somebody will pick it up for a second season. Definitely. Besides, some shows may not have a lot of. I think the show definitely had a lot of ratings, but I think even by popular liking, Netflix would still cancel it. I mean, look what happened. People don't liking the prices. They're not liking the lack of creativity or new seasons. I mean, I'm just upset about Inside Job. I'm really upset about it. I mean, that show had a lot of potential, and I watched all those episodes. So anyway, with the second half of Inside Job part 2 of season 1, well, that one ended on a cliffhanger. But hopefully there will be a good ending to it. I'm sure that Adult Swim will pick it up for a second season, and hopefully there will be 20 episodes of it. I mean, Netflix ordered 20 episodes of the first season, but we only got 8 for the second half. I don't want to spoil it for you guys because I'm sure there's some people who have not watched Inside Job, at least part 2 yet. You gotta admit, but still, if you guys haven't really watched the show yet, watch the first half first, and then watch the second half. Oh, boy. Still, I'm not gonna stop giving up on that. I am definitely not gonna stop giving up. Definitely not gonna give up on Inside Job season 2, and neither should the rest of you. So really, do not give up on Inside Job. Don't. Heck, I'm gonna do what I can on Twitter. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's been already a week into the new year, and I bet this is not how 2023 was supposed to work out. Especially what happened. Yeah, this was not how 2023 was supposed to work out. It's supposed to be something brand new, exciting. But who knows what might happen later on. I mean, in the last few months of 2022, we lost Spitting Image, which was on BritBox, but was also owned by ITV. It was a British network. And then we lost Westworld, which unfortunately did not have a final season. I think people gave up on Westworld season 5. But we cannot give up on Inside Job season 2. We gotta demand Netflix, or at least try and have somebody like Adult Swim or TBS to pick it up and leave it the way it is. We don't want anything to change for the next season. Definitely, I'm not giving up for the season. Hopefully, with the upcoming HBO show, The Last of Us, which is based on a video game, we'll definitely be able to last more than one season. But seriously, don't give up on Inside Job season 2. Okay, we definitely can't. Well, apart from that happening, here's what else happened during the last few days. So, if you guys heard about the newly reformed DC film universe, well, like DC Comics film universe, you know that James Gunn is now a part of it, and apparently the new kind of DC film universe is going to be, well, it's definitely going to be reformed, like everything else from the previous movies, scrapped. Even Henry Cavill got fired as Superman, like not once but twice. And who knows if The Rock's going to come back for Black Adam, or if even Black Adam 2 is going to happen. Well, one thing for certain about one thing, James Gunn stated that he's not going to rule out Wonder Woman. Like, Wonder Woman is going to be in a newly reformed DC universe, but who knows when that's going to happen. What I do know is this: I saw a poster of an upcoming movie for this year in 2023. Well, it has already started 2023, so apparently Blue Beetle. Yeah, apparently that was the poster I saw. I don't know much about the character Blue Beetle, but I do know it's going to be in 2023, probably late 2023. I don't know if it's either going to be in the summer or the fall. Who knows? It just said hashtag 2023. Okay, now let's start by going on with Around the Net. Now, have you ever heard of Kevin McCarthy? He's supposed to be like the ruler of the speaker, like the House. Like, he's supposed to be like the new House Speaker. I mean, it's been a little problematic in the last few days. That's the person I never talk about politics, but that's the person never had. I don't really talk about politics that much, but when it gets crazy, that's when I talk about it. When I heard about like a Kevin McCarthy being talked about like ruler, being out the House Speaker of Representatives, that was really nuts. I never seen anything like that before. I mean, there was this argument. Well, I mean, I am gonna show it to you, but there wasn't really that much word in. There wasn't really that much word in the argument. Like there was talking, but there was too much security. A lot of people talking in the background. So I'm just gonna come up with the words I expect. Though. Very caution. This is gonna it might include a lot of, well, not a lot, but some explicit words. So who knows what might happen. So enjoy. Hey, Kevin. Kevin McCarthy, over here. Yeah, who the hell are you? You supposed to be Matt Gates? I just voted president. Yeah, so what? I'm already gonna win this thing. Oh, sure you will. Oh, just because you think it's gonna, let me think it's gonna end in a tie, it doesn't mean it will. I mean, look at yourself. I mean, you really think you can be the House of Representatives? Well, I haven't voted for you yet. I'm already president. Oh, really? Oh, really? Yeah, go ahead. Tell that to everybody around here. Yeah, tell it to everybody that you're president. Okay, you're president. Then that's it. Let's deal with it. Oh, really? Oh, really, Kevin? I wouldn't vote for you anyway. I mean, look at yourself. Look at what yourself, you little jerk. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Call me. Oh, yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, do it. Go ahead. Tell me off. Tell me. Go ahead. Tell me off. You're lucky to stick around here, man, or else I would have slapped me in the face like Will Smith did with Chris Rock. Oh, yeah. You know what? I've heard enough of you. I'm getting out of here. Okay. Look, both are already underway, so you just have to deal with it, okay? Up yours, Kevin. Look what you're doing, you little jerk. Oh, look what you're doing, you little jerk. Look what you're doing. Don't you walk away from me, you little jerk. Oh, I'm so scared. All right, buddy. That's an advice. Hey, everyone back up. All right? All right, enough of this. No, Matt Gates, you sit down. McCarthy, just go back to the stand, all right? All right, we'll deal with this, okay? Let the voting take place. We don't want to keep going over and over with the voting again, do we? All right. I'm getting out of here. Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead, McCarthy. Go ahead. Up yours, Matt. Up yours. For those of you who are big fans of horror or like something thrilling and horrifying, well, I did see one movie a few days ago, and that was Megan. Because if you guys have seen the trailers, then you know what I mean. Now, first of all, with Megan, it's mostly about this android who's mostly like a toy figure in a toy company. That's made by a toy company, and one of the developers made it for her niece who lost her parents. But unfortunately, the android doll itself becomes more self-aware and more in protecting her friend. If you know what I mean. And I can see that with Megan, it really has a lot of potential. I even heard rumor that it's going to be having a sequel later in the future. Who knows how that might come up with. Let me just say this. Megan becomes more serious when it comes to protecting her friend. For Megan, I give it a 4 out of 5. As for some upcoming movies, the one movie I can tell you about is Evil Dead Rise. And let me tell you, that trailer was really chilling from what I can see. I mean, this is the long-awaited sequel to the 2013 film, the 2013 reboot or like remake of Evil Dead. And we all know the scenario is this time that Bruce Campbell is definitely not coming back as Ash, because like he said before, he retired. He was retired from playing the character. Like he made himself retired in a tweet after the cancellation of a show, Ash vs. Evil Dead. I did watch all 30 episodes. It was pretty good. So anyway, with the trailer of Evil Dead Rise, it takes place somewhere in like an apartment in Los Angeles that I heard of, and it just comes with this woman who talks to her older sister, who goes to visit her and her 3 kids, but unfortunately, the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, well, the Demonum Momorto has fallen into the hands somehow. That raises a lot of questions, like how did the book end up in one of the family members' hands? And well, basically in the trailer, the unholy words of the Book of the Dead are actually spoken aloud from a record, which was a reference from the first Evil Dead movie, This of course scared the hell out of me. But this one is much more terrifying because it's not just because the mother gets possessed, and that's played by Alyssa Sutherland. If you know from the Mist series, you know, from that TV show The Mist, that short-lived TV series, was based off the film was based off the film, which was based off the book by Stephen King, which was so different from the movie. Only lasted 13 seasons. I mean 13 episodes. So anyway, yeah, the trailer was really thrilling, scary. Especially when I saw a teaser of it on Twitter with the little girl seeing her mother, who is now a deadite, like being possessed by a deadite. It's telling for her to let her in, and that was really chilling from what I saw. The movie was set to premiere on HBO Max, but because of the merger with Warner Brothers Discovery happening, I mean, it's now got shipped to theaters. So it might be released on March or in April, but I'll tell you more about it after I see it. And then there's that other movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan, Knock at the Cabin. It doesn't just feature Dave Bautista, but it also has Rupert Grint as one of the 4 people who go in a cabin. And apparently, according to the trailer, they said that the 2 men and their adopted daughter, need to make a decision who to sacrifice to prevent the apocalypse. Which is kind of weird, but it is kind of, but that's how it is for a Shyamalan movie, for movies like that. But who knows what might happen? I mean, sometimes there's a twist in some of M. Night Shyamalan's movies. So who knows what might happen? Kind of crazy to see the Knock at the Cabin. Supposed to be out in April or in March, but I'm all for it. Or I think it's February. Yeah, February, definitely February. I'm all for wanting to see that. I just see what happens next. Like, will one of them survive? Will 2 of them survive? What will happen? Who knows what will happen? Either way, I'll reveal it. Let's see what I can give it but right until after I see it. And now it's time for the feed. So with the feed, here's what I have to say in the feed about sports. Now, the first thing, like I said, in sports, the one thing I can tell you about is the Royal Rumble, WWE Royal Rumble that's happening in a few weeks on January 28th. And that will have, and I just heard that Ric Flair will be appearing in the Royal Rumble. But it's unknown if he's going to compete in the Royal Rumble match because he retired a long time ago, or that he'll be making appearances for his daughter Charlotte Flair, who won the Divas Championship against Ronda Rousey about 2 weeks ago. Like I said, according to Twitter, that a WWE Hall of Famer had made amends with Triple H, and when I read more about it, it turned out to be Ric Flair. So is he going to be coming back to compete for a while in the Royal Rumble match? But who knows? Next thing I want to talk about is the Chicago Bears. Yesterday with the Chicago Bears, they made a few good touchdowns, but they still couldn't be able to get enough points to win. So it was their lowest this season. This was pretty much unfortunate, but there was one bright side for the Chicago. There was one bright side for the Chicago Bears. They now get the number 1 draft pick. So hopefully later on this year in the NFL draft, they'll be able to find someone more strategic, professional, and hopefully enough for them to get to the Super Bowl for next year. It's been a long time since the Chicago Bears went to the Super Bowl. Like 17 years already. Yeah, it's been 17 years for them. Okay, so apart from video, apart from that, let's talk about scenarios with video games. I mean, I like video games, but the scenario is like how it's shown on television and in movies. And apart from the upcoming Super Mario Brothers movie, yeah, Super Mario movie, which was pretty good. I've seen the trailer about 3 times in theaters, with Mario trying to save Luigi, trying to save the Mushroom Kingdom, and then racing around with the other characters, which was also Donkey Kong, which he also tried to fight. but apart from that, like Netflix is also planning some video game TV shows. Like with Castlevania, which was its first that I know of, and with their upcoming spin-off sequel, I think, and also Arcane League of Legends. But who knows if season 2 of Arcane is gonna happen. But there's gonna be also the Gears of War series that's gonna be coming soon on Netflix, and yes, the Coalition will be, which is the one that produces the games and develops it, is gonna have a part of it, for what that I know of. But will it be able to have the same uprising cult following like it did with his video games and like what it did with Arcane? Who knows? One thing I can tell you that who knows what Netflix might do later in the future. But hopefully, I'm still hoping for Inside Job Season 2 to happen. And like I said before, save Inside Job Season 2 or Inside Job Season 2. We need to save it. We cannot give up on Inside Job Season 2. Okay, I am David Calderon. All of you have a happy New Year, and thanks for watching.